when you get a new script for a character, and this might be if you refer to like past tense experience, like you get a new script, you're looking at the character you'll be playing. What is your process as far as fleshing that character out and making it your own?
Well, that's something that has changed. I used to sort of try and dive into the psychology of characters. I don't need to do that anymore. I have a process, and this has something to do with my private life. I'm a Zen monk, and there is a way of entering an entity, a character, or even a facet completely, where it's we call it dropping your ego, and when you do that, then certain things become obvious. So I can just take what's on the page and identify with it. It's not an intellectual process. It's you might call it mystical. You just enter it. You become one with it. You breach the gap between you and it, and then all these things are kind of obvious and apparent, and you just have to allow them to play. So it's not really something that I want to take credit for. It's more like you become the instrument of the writer or the director and let it come to life without putting your own ideas on top.
Yeah, I think we were just talking about that. Let me ask you this: for any aspiring actors or actresses out there, is there any piece of advice you can give them from your experiences in the industry?
Yes, don't do it.
We've heard it a few times. That's what I tell my daughter.
Let me qualify it a little bit. If you do it, have a plan B. I researched this once when I was living in Hollywood. At the time, there were 100,000 members of SAG, the union, and I know there were more actors that weren't in SAG. So we're talking the middle, sort of a middle-sized city full of actors. How many actors do you recall from the last 10 years that you've seen or can even recognize? Hundreds, maybe 1,000. That means for every 1,000, for every actor, there's 1,000 or 2,000 that never get to do any of it. It's an uphill struggle, and that's why I keep saying it requires luck. That doesn't mean that are these people that are not working are not talented. It doesn't mean that at all. I've seen brilliantly talented people that just never managed to get a job for whatever reason. I mean, partially, some people just can't audition. It doesn't mean they can't act. The auditioning is a different process. No matter how much you love it, no matter how good you are, you might not have a career. So that's why definitely have a plan B. Just for some people, it's a matter of passion, and they can't help it. And I would never discourage anybody from following their hearts and what they do. But keep a little opening for some practical aspects, like making a living.
Yeah, that has got to be probably the most practical, realistic answer that we've got to that question. I love that, because that's
the truth.
Yeah, I mean, it really to not make it does not mean that you're not talented. That's like that's the perfect way to put it, because there are so many unrecognized, undiscovered
talent out there. And to speak to what he said, you may be a hell of an actor, but are you a hell of an auditioner?
Yeah, and that's yeah, because you're right. Auditions are
key.
Are a whole different animal.
Yeah, almost worse than the film. It's crazy.